tough task ahead of them, because here is 7-1 Roy Halladay.
He has been very tough, making his 9th start of the season, 7 wins out of his last 8. ERA under 3. Only 56 hits and 61 innings pitched. Just an incredible winning percentage at home here at Rogers Center, but his career winning percentage is just amazing. He's won twice as many games as he has lost. Cuts and sinks the fastball. No, no disguises there. We know what he's going to do with these heater. He's going to cut it and sink it any pitch at any time. Likes to use the breaking ball when he's behind in the count. And like I had mentioned, no place like home. He's won a lot of ball games here in Toronto and feels very comfortable in this place.
Scott Podsednik slams that ball toward left field. He walked in toward the batter's box and hits it off the wall there. Snyder comes up throwing. Podsednik leads off with a double. And how about that? He was almost out of the batter's box when he finally made contact.
Well, the White Sox did a little step, and we saw that on during the Yankees series.
Melky Cabrera.
Melky Cabrera doing the little fake bunt and slash. Yesterday, Scott Podsednik led off the game with a walk, stole second. Or no, he tried to steal third, and the ball was overthrown by Raul Chavez for the first run. But that's something you don't see a lot of as Roy giving up a first pitch of the game double.
Just like that, there's a man in scoring position, and Getz bunts it down the line. It rolls foul. Do you think Podsednik was moving up just to get to the pitch before it started to break? We know how good Halladay can be at making that ball move just ahead of the plate.
Well, what I think he was doing is when you see guys move up in the plate and they slide their hand a little bit down and drop the barrel, is what they're doing is they're trying to draw the third baseman in, thinking that he's going to try to lay down a bunt for base hit. Draw him in, try to slash the ball that way.
Here's a nubber taken by Halladay, and he drops the baseball. It's a fair ball, and so Getz is safe. Interesting start to this game. A double by Podsednik. Problems for Halladay. It's first and third Chicago, nobody out.
Well, he can't be happy with himself on this one. Getz does a good job of trying to pull the baseball, and Doc just misses it. It's an easy play. If he picks the ball and makes the tag, he's got an easy out. But right at the last second, he takes his eye off the baseball and not able to come up with it.
So charge Halladay with an error on that play. And put runners at first and third for the power hitters here with the White Sox. First Jermaine Dye, then Paul Konerko, and then Jim Thome. The 3, 4, and 5 guys are coming up now. Early trouble for Doc. Let's see if he can get out of it. Opens with a strike to Dye.
Well, like you had mentioned, the Chicago White Sox are really struggling offensively this year, second to last in the American League. Jermaine Dye struggling with runners in scoring position, hitting under 200.
He hasn't allowed very many first inning runs. Chicago threatening though here. 1-1 to Dye. And a late cut from Dye, 1-2.
And a late cutter pitch by Roy Halladay. That ball really darted away. Explosive fastball. Looks like it's going to be there, and it's gone.
So here's the 2-strike pitch, and it's slashed to right field, a base hit. Chicago scores first as they did yesterday. Getz turns for third. The throw is wide, and Dye holds up at first. So a double, an error, and now a single to right field. It's 1-0 for the White Sox.
Well, Jermaine Dye takes a fastball and keeps his hands inside and shoots it the other way. You said Dye only hitting 185 with runners in scoring position. He adds to that number, and the Chicago White Sox have lost 10 of their last 13, hitting 226 in their last on this road trip. but they're able to get to Doc early here with a run and a couple hits.
And that brings up Paul Konerko. We don't see this very often from Halladay. Trouble in the early going. Still nobody out. And another base hit up the middle. It's now 2-0 for the White Sox.
If there's one guy that's gotten a few hits against Roy Halladay in his career, is Paul Konerko. Now that's his 10th hit of his career off Doc in 24 at bats. Solid base hit, and I've watched Doc over the years. If there is one thing that if they're going to get hits off of Halladay, the ball has to be elevated. When Doc keeps the ball down in the strike zone, he's basically untouchable. But if the ball is elevated some, you've got a chance to hit some balls. You don't know if you're going to hit them hard, but you've got your best chance as an offense if you make Doc bring the ball up.
Jim Thome the batter now, and there's a strike. Now Halladay's had a tremendous start to this year. There's no question about that. His numbers, though, here at Rogers Center, not quite as good as they're on the road. As he gets a strike, it's 0-2. He's 3-1 here at home with a 3.94 earned run average. On the road, a perfect 4-0, and his ERA is just 1.86. More than 2 runs less. Runner goes. Dye is there, and he is out. Tried to steal third, and he's tossed out by Barajas.
Well, it's an aggressive play. The Chicago White Sox trying to get something going offensively. Their struggles have been tough go here hitting the ball in this road trip, and they try to do something here and steal third base. Good throw by Barajas. Looks like he's got him. Can't fault a club for trying to make something happen, but if you get thrown out there, it can be a rally killer for the inning.
And now a 1-2 pitch inside. That gives the infield the chance to shift more to the right while Halladay faces Thome. Konerko, the lone base runner at first. Here's Halladay with the pitch. Ooh, and he tried to run it back inside, but misses. So it's a full count to Thome. And Konerko goes. That's slashed foul.
Well, Jim Thome, all you have to do is basically bunt the ball towards third base, and he's got himself a hit. Of course, he won't do that. Toronto Blue Jays shifting way around for the pull hitter, Jim Thome. You see Scott Rowland basically playing the shortstop position with 3 J guys on the right side of the infield.
Runner goes again, ball 4. So this frustrating inning for Halladay continues. And while we await the at-bat from Alexei Ramirez, let's look at how the Jays set up defensively.
Well, when they're not playing the shift, they set up pretty straightforward with Scooter O'Hill up the middle, Rowland and Overbay on the corners. Rod Barajas back in there from yesterday, day off behind the plate. Snyder Wells and Rios in the outfield.
Here's Alexei Ramirez now way up in the batter's box, looking at ball 1. Ramirez had a tough day yesterday. He was deked out on a pop-up near third by Marco Scutaro and got doubled up at first base trying to get back. Pops this one up, and that backs up Overbay. He makes the play, and that's out number 2. So Halladay now with a chance as he faces Josh Fields to keep this reasonable. Fields, the third baseman. Who has really scuffled lately, just 1 for 12 in his last 3 games. And Halladay, without question, is throwing strikes. So far, 17 pitches in total, 6 balls, 11 strikes. Gets a swing from Fields, 0-2. Fields had a great year 2 years ago as a rookie with 23 home runs.
Here's the breaking ball by Doc. Down and away.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Halladay gives up a pair. Imagine that. And he trails 2-0. The Blue Jays bat for the first time when we return. As the skipper, this is the right-handed lineup with 3 left-handed hitters. Lynn, the DH, Overbay at first, Travis Snyder, the left fielder, and Scott Rowland, who got a break yesterday and watched Bautista play third, is the best hitter so far this month for the Blue Jays, hitting .356. He'll get a turn today against Gavin Floyd, a 17-game winner last year. But he's run into a whole bunch of problems so far this season.
And that's what the Chicago White Sox are wondering right now. He was Mr. Consistent last year. Came out of nowhere. Former first-round choice by the Philadelphia Phillies. Won 17 ball games last year for the Chicago White Sox, which led the club. Now he's struggling. ERA over 7, has gotten hit hard in his last 4 starts. Over 36 hits in his last 4 starts.
Pitching coach Don Cooper says the biggest problem with Floyd right now is what you saw 2 pitches ago, ball 1. He has a very tough time getting first pitch strikes, and now it's 2-1. In fact, opponents, after getting a 1-0 count, are hitting .328 against Floyd this year.
And that's unlike him. He was pitching so well last year. Him as the 4th starter and John Danks. They combined for 29 wins last year. John Danks, the left-hander that faced the Toronto Blue Jays, the opener of this series, which got beat, but he won 12 ball games. And then you had throw in Gavin Floyd winning 17. That's probably the biggest reason why the Chicago White Sox won the American League Central last year.
2-2 as he faces Marco Scutaro. The Jays in a 2-0 hole already. And it's a full count to Scutaro.
Well, this is nothing new for Marco Scutaro. You got a guy that has walked and struggled with his command, and then you've got Marco Scutaro leading the league in base on balls. He's going to see a lot of pitches. works the count to 3-2.
He drills this one to right field, but it's playable for Dye. Floyd's second loss of the year came against the Blue Jays on the 24th of April over at U.S. Cellular Field. We'll detail that, but first let's look at the White Sox and see how they set up today.
Well, it's actually Joey Cora that is calling the shots today. Ozzie Guillen is back in Chicago with the graduation of his son, I believe, in college. One name that you'll see that's not in there this afternoon is Carlos Quentin, guy that had hurt his heel apparently after
in batting practice yesterday.
Was a late scratch from the lineup yesterday afternoon. Not in there today.
There's a bouncer in front of the plate. Corky Miller fields the ball and throws out Aaron Hill.
Well, Gavin Floyd's cruising through this inning. Let's try to squeeze in the scouting report here real quick before this thing's done. Pitching from behind, like you said, Jamie. He's not pitching ahead in the count. He's falling behind way too much. He's been hit hard early in this season with an ERA over 7. And I put Mystery Man because he was so good last year. Won 17 ball games, and then this year it's surprising to a lot of people in Chicago how he's lost his consistency.
Here's Alex Rios. There are about 10,000 Alex Rios bobbleheads floating around the stadium today. They're certainly expecting a very good crowd here. In fact, I'm told they are still lined up quite deep just to get tickets to get in for the ball game today, with Halladay starting. The Blue Jays having won the first 2 in the series and leading the American League East by 2 games.
It is a very nice crowd.
So the way Halladay's gone this year, people will start to file in, come through the tunnels, look up at the scoreboard and say, what on earth happened? Doc's pitching and it's 2-0.
Well, how about that exciting ball game to open up this homestand with Halladay going against A.J. Burnett? That was quite a night.
That's popped up near the Raptors, in fact. Look out below. That was quite an outing. Tuesday here at Rogers Center, Halladay's best effort of the year, a complete game victory. He went the distance, allowing just 1 run on 5 hits. At one point set down 17 in a row. And perhaps more importantly to pretty well everybody that was in the building, he beat A.J. Burnett in the process. Line shot left field and tag. You can kiss that one goodbye. That probably broke a bobblehead or 2 out there in left field.
Well, Alex Rios with his 5th home run of the season, 19th RBI. You can see Corky Miller giving his glove up high, saying, let's get the fastball up, and you can see that it's down. Corky Miller even knows it too, where Gavin Floyd misses his spot, and Rios makes him pay, shooting it way up top.
Strike 1 on Vernon Wells. So Rios gets one of those runs back, his 5th home run of the season. And now Vernon, who was a big-time contributor to the victory yesterday, not so much with the base hits, but the stolen bases. He stole 2. The bag he stole in the 8th inning, though, was vitally important as he came home on the next batter's hit. That was Adam Lind, who doubled to the right field corner.
It was a nice job by Vernon.
In fact, it's the first time Vernon stole 2 bases in a game since 2006, which seems a little surprising.
Well, they must have had a good time on Scott Limebrick yesterday, because he got a big jump and Limebrick's leg kick was high. Vernon Wells took advantage of it at the right time too, stealing second base, putting himself in scoring position late in that ball game. And then, of course, like you said, Adam Lind with a falling behind in the count, 0-2, battling through it, gets a 3-2 count, and hits an off-speed pitch for a double down the line.
2-2. Floyd deals. Swing and a miss. Wells strikes out. Rios makes it a 2-1 game, though, with his home run to left field. So after one, it's the White Sox 2, the Blue Jays 1. You're watching Blue Jays baseball here on Rogers Sportsnet. You by Rogers high-speed internet, the fastest and most reliable, period. Roy has 36 complete games since 03, 10 more than any other pitcher in the major leagues. I believe the man 10 back of him is CC Sabathia of the Yankees. In fact, that is confirmed by our esteemed statistician Scott Carson, as Corky Miller fouls it back and out of play.
What I find impressive about Doc is his career numbers, just wins and losses. 138 wins to only 67 losses, winning twice as many games as he has lost. And that's just almost money. Every time you go out there, you're guaranteed a good outing.
He gets Corky. One gone here in the second inning.
Well, Doc was able to get Josh Fields to end the top of the first with a breaking ball, strike 3. Here's another breaking ball here by Doc to Corky Miller, and that's his thing, is that he can throw that pitch to strike you out. He can throw it when he's behind in the count. Add that with a couple moving fastballs and heart of a lion. You got Doc. Look at that ball cut away. It's just nothing straight.
There's 14-year-old Brent Lillibridge up there.
What'd you say, 14?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, he's young looking.
Somewhere along the line, he's walked into a big league stadium and been refused entry. Two and 0. Halladay gets a strike. There's the leadoff man, Podsednik, who doubled on the first pitch of the ball game last inning. 2-1 offering, taken foul. You talked about that great career record. You know, since 1900, only 4 others with as many victories as Roy have won more than twice as many as they have lost. One's in the Hall of Fame, Lefty Grove. Another's in the Hall of Fame, Whitey Ford. Pedro Martinez looking for work, and Sam Lever is the other man. 2-2 pitch to Lillibridge, a breaking ball inside, 3-2. One down in the second. Into the windup goes Halladay. He got him. 3 consecutive strikeouts.
Well, it's 3-2, and he decides just to go right at him with the cutter away, and he swings through it.
The comfy confines of home. A .724 win percentage here at Rogers Center.
Really just lopsided, too, when you look at that. The next guy, David Wells, is not even close to the winning percentage that he's got at home.
Doc with 138 career victories all told. He's chasing only one other man now in Blue Jay history. Dave Stieb had 175. And he quickly gets ahead here of Scott Podsednik. What a difference from that first inning when the White Sox picked up 2 runs on 3 hits. He's just mowing them down. The 0-2 pitch. And a bouncer to Rolen, who scoops it off the turf and throws out Podsednik. That's more like it. A 1-2-3 second inning. Lost the first game ever played in this building, 5-3 to the Milwaukee Brewers, and they are celebrating their 20th birthday, presented by the Fan 590. Join us at the ballpark when the Royals face the Blue Jays. So many who have really scratched their name into Blue Jays history will be here. Tony Fernandez, George Bell, Kelly Gruber, Jesse Barfield, Tom Henke, Mookie Wilson. All here to celebrate 20 years of baseball here at the Dome. Believe it or not, the first man to ever get an RBI in this building is still playing. Gary Sheffield
really
picked up the first RBI in this building back in '89. As the co-leader in runs batted in for the Blue Jays, faces Gavin Floyd. Adam Lind had the key hit in yesterday's game, a double to the corner in right field that scored Wells to tie it at 1 in the 8th inning.
Yeah, what a job Lind is doing with the bat early on here.
Swing and a miss, and he's gone on a breaker. And Floyd has his 2nd consecutive strikeout.
When Gavin Floyd's going well, he's got a good breaking ball. His fastball's not a strikeout pitch where he'll elevate it, you know, he'll sink it a little bit, but he's got a strikeout curve. Let's take a look at that curveball too. Right over the top, big drop.
Scott Rolen now at the plate, and he's really sizzling this month. Rolen has hits in all but 2 games in the month of May, hitting .356, and he lines it to center field for Lillibridge. 2 gone.
let's take a look at what Gavin Floyd has done from last year to this year early on after 7 starts. You know, the wins and losses, 3-2, 2-3, but look at the ERA, over 7 right now in 2009.
And he's getting 2 more runs.
How about that support too? 2-3, and the White Sox are getting over 7 runs a ball game for him.
Overbay now is the hitter. He takes a strike. And Floyd got roughed up against the Jays on the 24th of April. He allowed 6 runs, 5 of them earned over 4 1/3. And the trouble began in the first inning. The Blue Jays scored 3 times. Aaron Hill grounded into what should have been an easy double play, but Alexi Ramirez committed a terrible error that led indirectly to the 3 runs being scored. As, oh, look out, Gavin stabs that ball, throws out Overbay, gets a 1-2-3 second, and Lyle will need a new bat when he bats again. Members of the Toronto Nationals lacrosse team, newest members of the MLL, Major League Lacrosse. They're playing out at BMO Field. So Toronto has outdoor and indoor professional lacrosse now. And they're here for an indoor baseball game. It's Roy Halladay against the White Sox. 2-1 Chicago early on. Here's the 3rd inning with Chris Getz, Jermaine Dye, and Paul Konerko to bat for Chicago. Getz reached on an error. He tapped one toward first in the 1st inning. Halladay tried to field it but dropped the ball, kicked it into foul territory. Getz was safe at first and later scored. Chops this ball foul, 0-2. Interesting statistic. He's thrown first pitch strikes to 9 of 11 hitters. And this one is hit high in the air to right field. Rios right at the track. And that's the first out. Only 2 American League teams have ERAs under 4 so far this year. They are the Kansas City Royals and the Toronto Blue Jays. So all that talk about how there was a major void in the rotation to start the year has gone by the wayside. The starters specifically are 4th in the league with a 4.20, but collectively, if you include the bullpen, they're under 4. Just one of 2 teams in the league. And they're missing guys like Dustin McGowan, who you see seated there, as Aaron Hill backhands the ball and throws out Jermaine Dye. Great play by a very good player.
This ball wasn't hit all that hard. Aaron Hill had plenty of time, but still a tough play to throw across your body and make a good throw to first base. Gloves it backhand, don't have time to set your feet. You've got to do a little jump, hop, throw to first. Nice play. Aaron Hill has looked good, moved. He tried out at shortstop a little bit, moved to second base. Then you had mentioned the Toronto Blue Jays starting pitching. I mean, who would have called it that they would have done so well? And 4 rookie starters have combined to go 9-3 with a just over 3 ERA. Ray, Romero, Richmond, Cecil. Who would have expected that those guys would go 9-3?
Ray and Cecil, both rookies, have both thrown 8-inning, no-run games. Cecil did it against Oakland. Ray did it yesterday. No earned runs.
And those 4 rookie guys have averaged per outing over 6 innings.
Brian Tallett's been money. As Halladay faces Paul Konerko, now 20 RBI shy of 1,000 career, flies to right field. And Roy is back in business, working the way we're accustomed to seeing him. Another 1-2-3 inning. Center. It happens on the night of June the 13th. That's a Saturday. You get tickets to the weekend matchup there against the Marlins, $95 a person. It also includes a tour of the Blue Jays clubhouse, an autograph session, and this is a very popular promotion. They are going fast, so book today. Check out bluejays.com/sleepover for information.
I heard they're going to have a campfire this year inside this place.
I doubt it.
Yeah, they're going to have a little bring in your own wood if you want. Marshmallow hot dogs are going to go ahead and set a fire, I believe, right on home plate, and everyone can bring their wiener sticks over. And
I think they show a movie.
Oh, they show a movie
on the Jumbotron.
All right.
Don't go misleading anybody. People will show up with bags of marshmallows.
Marshmallows. Say, where's the campfire at?
That's right. Speaking of things on fire, Rod Barajas' bat has been working quite well. He's hitting .352 in his last 20 games as he faces Gavin Floyd. 1 ball and 1 strike. Off the end of the bat and out of play.
Well, I believe I said it when I did a few games last time in Chicago, is that where's the out in this lineup? 1 through 9, they're producing. Rod Barajas hitting 8th. Good production. 22 RBIs already in only 109 at bats.
Travis Snyder's on deck, and though his average is down at 247 and he hasn't hit a home run in over a month, in the last week and change he's been hitting up over 300. On the 2-2 pitch, this one sent to center field. Barajas continues to hit it. So that's Toronto's second hit of the ball game.
I think Barajas is fooled on his big breaking ball at the last second. He just flips his bat out on it, and when you're going good, you're staying on top and getting base hits. It's all smiles when you're hitting the ball good.
Well, here's Snyder then. And he rips it foul.
I'd like to see Schneider put a charge in one here.
That would be fun. He was 0 for 2 yesterday. And then with left-hander Matt Thornton coming out of the bullpen in the 7th, Cito pinch hit and brought in Kevin Millar. And then Travis showed up at the ballpark today and saw his name right back in the lineup. That's the way it is with Cito.
Well, over his last 6 games, you can see the wide take him out. He's starting to swing the bat. Better for average, 7 for 20, a double.
0-2 here. Floyd with a pitch, a breaking ball for strike 3.
Floyd's got a good hammer, no question about it. Just for Gavin Floyd is that he hasn't had many opportunities to use it of late. When you're always behind in the count, you don't get an opportunity to use your strikeout pitch. If you jump ahead in the count like he did there, you can go to it and try to get a punch out.
Back comes Marco Scutaro. Ground ball to second. There's one. There's two. A 4, 6, and 3 double play, and that ends it. 3 innings complete, and it's 2-1 Chicago. You're watching Blue Jays baseball on Rogers Sportsnet. High-speed internet, the fastest and most reliable, period. What a home record so far for the Blue Jays. 14-6. They were 10-10 after 20 in 2008. In fact, overall their record right now 25-14. Last year at this time 17 victories, 22 losses, 5 under 500. Now they're 11 above.
How about this little statistical oddity?
Throw it out there.
Home game, or I'm sorry, day games. 12-2, and only 1 game above 500 at night this season at 13-12.
That's wild.
That is strange, isn't it?
Have you got an explanation?
That'd be negative.
All right, thank you.
hard to explain. 12-2.
Well, here's the good news. They're playing today during the day. They're playing tomorrow during the day. A 4-game set, only one played at night. Two and one on Thome. Now 3-1. Halliday off to a Cy Young type start. He won that award back in 03. The year he went 22-7.
I got it. I know why they're doing so well during the day.
Why is that?
Well, I'll tell you here in a minute.
Okay. Wait for the 3-2. Here it comes.
Their bodies, their routines are still in spring training mode. Well, you know, you're in spring training.
Yep.
They were in a long spring training, almost 2 months, where the spring training routine is games in the afternoon, home at night, relaxing.
Another payoff, and it's lined to right field. Rios watches it sail over his head. It hits the base of the wall, and he brings it in quickly. Thome hustling for second, but the throw is offline.
You can see that shift. Jim Thome pounds this ball through the shift over the top of Rios. Thome's been struggling with a bad foot himself. I talked to him around the batting cage. Said his foot bothers him, especially on turf, but able to chug-a-lug-a-lug for a double.
That's the second extra base hit for the White Sox so far today. They got a leadoff double in the first inning.
Thome's hit the ball well off Doc, too. There's a couple guys. That's an odd thing to say about Roy Halladay, but Doc's given up 12 hits to Thome over his career in just 26 at bats.
With Halladay, you know everything's going to be around the strike zone.
So you just go up there hacking. But you didn't like my reasoning on why they're playing so well during the day?
It's not that I didn't like it.
Didn't buy it?
Well, every team plays a lot of day games during spring. Just the Blue Jays have been able to carry that over. Is that what you're saying, as Ramirez slaps it foul? Your point is excellent, Darren.
Well, I'm not saying it's right. I'm grabbing for something here, but that's a strange statistic.
2 strikes on Ramirez. He popped out to first his last time up. And he gets the end of the bat on that and pops up again to first, this time over in foul ground, and he's the first out.
Well, Ramirez trying to do his best to hit the ball to the right side of the field, and this breaking ball breaks so sharply at the last second. He knows he's got no chance of hitting it with keeping 2 hands on the bat, so he decides to just throw something at it.
And here is where Halladay locked in after giving up 2 in the first inning. He struck out Fields. In fact, today he has struck out the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Here's number 7, hitting just .235, Josh Fields.
Yeah, I believe you mentioned in 07 for Josh Fields, 23 home runs, 67 RBIs. But then he was sent out to AAA in 08 after that good rookie season. Joe Creedy, the longtime third baseman, came back from injury, and they sent him back out. But they're giving him the job this year with Creedy moving on to Minnesota. Fields has got a lot of power.
It's a pop-up into right, and now Rios has to come in quickly. Thome goes back to second, 2 down now. Well, remember last year, the Blue Jays, who finished 10 games above 500, actually finished 3 games under on the road. So they are well known to perform well here at Rogers Center. In fact, over the last 2 seasons, they're 61-40.
Another team ERA 3+, 3.21. Look at that bullpen. Wow. 2.6 ERA. And last year was all about pitching.
This year it's all about pitching too. It's all about offense.
Well, the offense,
but the pitching's been the surprising part.
Offense has been able to take a little pressure off the young pitching by knowing that the young pitchers are going out there, trusting the fact that they've got a good offense, and if they get in a little bit of trouble, give up a few runs. Offensively, the Jays got a chance to come back at any time.
There's a swing from Corky Miller. He's got the old-fashioned look going with the socks.
Yeah, I like the stirrup look. They should bring that back. Make all guys wear the sanitary socks with the stirrups. That's baseball there.
2 strikes on Corky. Thome, a leadoff double. He's still over there. Swing and a miss, and Miller is gone. That double goes to waste. Halladay with his 4th strikeout of the game. The Blue Jays down by a run. They'll bring Aaron Hill to the plate when we return. All expenses paid trip to the All-Star game in July in St. Louis. Major League Baseball and People Magazine invite you to nominate someone in your community who has served the community well. All you have to do is look at MLB.com for details. The entry deadline is coming up soon, May the 22nd. But one representative from each major league city will be honored at the 80th All-Star game upcoming in St. Louis. It could be somebody you know. Right now, the way things are going for Aaron Hill, he's going to that game, and he's got a base hit against Gavin Floyd. That's the second leadoff single for the Jays. They had one last inning.
Aaron Hill with his 59th hit on the season, 2nd in the major leagues.
He has now hit safely in 32 of the 40 games played this year. And the man with a bobblehead stands in against Floyd. Strike 1 on Alex Rios.
And the man with the home run.
That too.
Number 5 for Alex in the 1st inning. Get this guy going and start piling up some power numbers, and then look out.
He got some karma from our statistician Scott Carson just before he hit it over the wall in left field. Scott reached over and tapped the little Rios bobblehead that we have up here in the booth on the head. There's a little Rios down in the stands. watching his hero at the plate. 1-1. Hill a short lead at first. Here's the pitch. It's up for ball 2. Corky Miller wanted that pitch up in the first inning. It was up all right.
Pretty. Did you see the reaction by Corky Miller? Yeah. As soon as that ball was touched off, Corky Miller just dropped his head, knew it was gone.
There's a bouncer to third, rushed by Fields, and everybody's safe. An infield single for Alex.
Rios hits this ball off the plate and gets a big hop. And with his speed, there's no way the Fields is going to be able to throw him off. Watch where this ball hits. Right off home plate and springs way up in the air. Jays got something cooking here in the 4th. Couple guys on, nobody out.
There's the little Rios guy. He's happy to see his man standing at first. Happy to see Blue Jays on first and second, and nobody out for Vernon Wells. Vernon struck out immediately following Rios' home run in the first inning. Here we are in the 4th now, 2-1 for Chicago. A good sinker, and it's 1-1. Rios and Hill on base. Vernon locking in on Floyd. That's across the plate. Bounce to Getz. He turns for second. Pulls Ramirez off the bag, but he gets the out, so it's a fielder's choice. Hill's up to third, and there's one away.
Well, with Vernon Wells' speed, this was an awfully tough double play to turn. You can see that he's going to have to go pick it, Getz, and then flip it around. It wasn't a great throw. I think Ramirez, even if he gets a good throw, it's going to be tough to double off Vernon Wells. And
I'm not sure Ramirez even had a foot on the bag there. We'll call it in the area.
He did a good job of just catching the baseball. It was a bad throw by Getz.
Well, here's a good man to have at the plate in a situation like this one. First and third. Potential tying run standing 90 feet away, and Adam Lind is up. And he drills this one to center field, high and deep, back to the wall, and she's gone. Better make an all-star reservation for him, too.
Well, whatever this kid wants to do right now, he does. Base hits with runners in scoring position. This here, a 3-run home run. 7th home run of the year, 35th RBI of the season. Stays through the ball so nice. Watch him in batting practice yesterday on how well the ball jumps off his bat, and he gets good backspin. Doesn't top many baseballs. And when you're a hitter and you hit with a lot of backspin, you get a lot of carry on the baseball, and that's what Adam Lind did there. I don't know if he hit it great, but he was able to lift up on it, get some backspin. Ball carries out of the ballpark.
He's been awfully fun to watch this year. And he's so relaxed, too. He's not one of those intense DHs that runs back into the clubhouse to see what he did right or did wrong in the last at bat. He hangs around the dugout, talks hitting with Cito. It's 2-2 on Roland. 4-2 for the Blue Jays. That's down. In fact, Lynn told me the other day that sometimes he'll go back into the batting cage underneath the dugout and takes some practice swings, and then finds when he gets up to the plate he's exhausted. So he's not even doing that much anymore.
Well, maybe he's working out the pre-at-bat jitters.
Ball 4 to Rolen. It's been a rough go in this inning for Floyd. 2 singles, a home run, a walk now. Still just 1 away. But this is the way the season has gone for Floyd.
And his last start in Cleveland, he gave up 11 hits in 5 innings. His last 3 starts, he's given up 27 hits and only 16 innings pitched.
This past March, the White Sox invested a 4-year contract in Floyd at $15.5 million. So they see him as a long-term fixture in the rotation, and based on winning 17 games last year, they should.
Yeah, it was smart money last year.
That's a called strike. 1-1 on Lyle Overbay. Floyd was a first-round, 4th overall pick by the Phillies in 2001. He was then traded here to the Chicago White Sox for Freddie Garcia just before the 2007 season. Rolen at first, 1 away. This ball is skied to left center field. Lillibridge comes over and makes the out. 2 gone in the 4th. And now Rolen is thrown out trying to advance. So make it 3 gone. And that ends the 4th inning as Rolen is tossed out trying to advance on the play. Still, Adam Lynn's home run, his 7th of the year, with 2 men on base, has given the Blue Jays the lead. It's 4-2 Toronto. At first base, trying to take an extra base on the fly ball.
Well, when you're ahead by a couple runs, why not take some chances? And Scotty Rolen thought maybe he could catch Lillibridge sleeping, but at the last second he realizes he's going, makes a nice throw. But if you're down in the ball game 4-1 or 2-0, you don't try that. But since the Blue Jays are up 4-2 after the 3-run home run by Lynn, give it a shot. Be aggressive.
Lillibridge first to the plate then after the play is made. He struck out in the 2nd inning, and that means on this road trip through Cleveland and Toronto, he's now 1 for 11. This Chicago offense so far this year treading lightly. Halladay with a 1-1 upstairs. 2 balls and a strike on Lillibridge. Well, Scott Podsednik's on deck and Chris Getz in the hole.
I was getting ready to say that this offense for the Chicago White Sox is built for the home run. Got veteran power hitters in the middle of the lineup.
Base hit up the middle, just his second on the trip. And Lillibridge is on with the leadoff single. Well, they played 3 in Cleveland and won only once before coming here. In their last 11 road games, the White Sox are just 2-9. And note the run differential.
Yeah, at the start of this ball game, White Sox only hitting .226 as a team on this road trip. So lost 10 of their last 13 ball games. Struggles on the road.
Podsednik tries to bunt. It rolls foul. They have played so poorly in this building that when Podsednik scored in the first inning yesterday to give the White Sox a 1-0 lead, it ended a streak of 49 consecutive innings without a lead at the Rogers Center.
Amazing.
Interim manager Joey Cora watches as Podsednik takes a strike. 0-2. Both Brian Anderson and Dwayne Wise are hurt. That's why Podsednik is back for a second go with Chicago. He signed a minor league contract in the middle of April after being released by Colorado. He's behind in the count here. And Lillibridge leads off first. Pitches off the plate, 1-2.
Podsednik was a big part of that World Series championship team.
No question.
In 05. Leadoff hitter, stole a lot of bases.
Lillibridge goes, and Barajas drops the ball. So the kid has a stolen base. That's his 4th of the season.
He gets a good jump. Rod Barajas probably has a chance at throwing him out, but he fumbles the exchange. Now it's Podsednik's job as a situational hitter here to try to get your teammate over to third base.
He can't do it. He strikes out.
My Doc has went to this breaking ball when he's needed a big out. Another strikeout with the curve. Make that 5 strikeouts on the day.
That's really been his strikeout pitch today, hasn't it?
4 of the 5 strikeouts have been with breaking balls.
Last year, the Blue Jays swept the White Sox in the 4-game series they played here. Toronto's starters winning all 4 of those games. Halladay among them. McGowan, Markham, and Litch, I believe, were the other 3. They won the opener Friday on the strength of Brett Cecil. They won yesterday on the strength of Robert Ray, and they're winning today thanks to Doc Halladay. And that's foul. Did you catch Halladay in 2000? Were you here with the club in 2000?
I was.
Did you know that Roy Halladay has the worst ERA in Major League history, throwing a minimum of 50 innings in a single season? Back in 2000, his ERA was 10.64. Worst in Major League history, with at least 50 innings of work, as that's wide of the plate.
Well, that's one of the reasons, or the reason why he went down to the minor leagues to remake himself. I caught him that year in 2000 when he was throwing straight over the top, 95, straight heat with an overhand breaking ball. He comes back, slicing and dicing.
Hit to right field. And Rios near the wall, pulls it down. Gets flies out. Lillibridge advances to third. And with 2 out, Jermaine Dye will come up with a man 90 feet away.
Yeah, I'm catching Doc in 2000, and like you said, he didn't have great numbers, and he comes back in 2001 and a completely different player. really the look was completely different. The arm angle, he was sinking and cutting his fastball now. He shortened up his breaking ball. And quite honestly, I said to myself behind the plate, I caught his first start coming back with this new look. I said to myself, what is this? This is not right. This is not Doc.
And we talked yesterday about how people like Rick Langford and Dane Johnson don't get a whole lot of credit for what the young pitchers today are doing. That was Mel Queen.
Right.
Who basically remodeled Roy Halladay back then.
Well, it was such a drastic change. That's why I wasn't convinced when I first saw it, because it was just a completely different pitcher in my opinion. But it didn't take long. You could see the movement on the fastball was something that he had lacked, and he decided to try to get more movement with the heater and shorten up his breaking ball to try to find the strike zone more often. And as they say, the rest is history.
Strike two. On a fastball with life. As Dye knows that he's got Lillibridge over there at third, trying to make it a one-run game as opposed to two, but he's in a tough situation here. Facing the best in the business, 2 strikes on him, and it's popped up. Rios charging in from right field, and he's got it. Blue Jays scores live on your mobile phone. Just text the word alerts, ALERTS, to the short code 707070 for Blue Jays scores live on your mobile phone. Standard message rates do apply. Jamie Campbell and Darren Fletcher are in the booth today here at Rogers Center, watching the Blue Jays leading the White Sox 4-2, looking for a 3rd straight win over Chicago. If you've just tuned in, Roy Halladay had a rough first inning. He gave up a pair of runs, committed an error in the inning, and allowed 3 hits to the White Sox, who jumped out to a 2-0 lead before the seats were warm. Bottom of that inning, Alex Rios hit a home run to left field, his 5th, to make it 2-1. And then in the bottom of the 4th inning, singles from Hill and Rios, and then Adam Lynn knocked out a 3-run home run to right center field. So it's Toronto 4, Chicago 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the number 8 hitter, Rod Barajas. Rod hits this one over the head of Getz, and that drops as well. Very similar to the base hit he picked up in the 3rd. So Barajas is now 2 for 2.
Yeah, the hits keep coming for Rod Barajas. Second hit of the ball game. Hit a breaking ball for his first hit to center field. This one here, similar spot, down and away.
Back comes Snyder. The curveball is up. He found himself in this situation in the third. Man on first, nobody out. And he struck out on an 0-2 curve. Here it's a 1-0 count. And Floyd deals. That's ripped foul.
Well, when players are going good, they're hitting a lot of base hits the other way. Rod Barajas, a base hit to center, base hit to right field. And in my opinion, you're going to see this kid start hitting more home runs. Snyder, when he starts going the other way, he's got to convince himself that he's got power the other way. He doesn't have to pull everything to hit it hard.
His 2 at-bats here, it looks like he's a little late.
Yeah, a little late. I think it's because he's pulled off his front side, his front shoulder pulling off the ball a little bit, and his hands are getting stuck behind him. If he could stay a little bit more closed like Adam Lynn does.
Miller sets up away, and it's 2-2. And he goes after the breaking ball and strikes out again. Floyd has done it to him twice today.
Well, Snyder punched out his first at bat looking on a breaking ball. Here's another breaking ball. He's just not seeing that pitch very well. You can see where he hesitated a little bit. His foot was down, but the ball wasn't there yet, committing too soon to the pitch. And then at the last second trying to flip his hands at it because he's late.
Marco Scudero's back, and Barajas dives into the bag at first. Marco is 0 for 2. The leadoff position for the Blue Jays has been such a strong point this year. In fact, Marco has drawn 18 walks while leading off an inning. Turns away from that one. You can't ring up the RBI totals unless somebody's getting on ahead of you, and Marco's certainly been doing that this year.
Very smooth. What I like about him is his confidence. Seems like when he's up to the plate, seeing the pitches very well, takes a lot of pitches. And being a leadoff hitter is not easy.
Line to left field. Podsednik on the run. It's over his head and up against the wall. Rod Barajas chugging around third. He's waved home by Nick Leyva. Ramirez with the throw, and he is safe. (5-2) Toronto.
Now Marco Scudero taking pitches with confidence, driving pitches when he hits them with confidence. There's a double off the wall. Scott Podsednik fields it. Nick Leyva is giving him the windmill, saying, "Keep on coming, big boy." Corky Miller is looking at the at Charlie Rutherford that makes the umpire rotation to make this play at home, to make the call at home plate, and Corky Miller thinks he's blocked him off. But you can see Charlie Rutherford pointing down to the plate saying he got in. His foot is in there.
Double and an RBI for Scutaro. Ball one to Aaron Hill. From overhead, this will be a great look.
Yeah, look at Relaford. He's the first base. Yeah, his foot is on, but he's the first base umpire today. But with the umpire rotation, home plate goes to third base in that situation. He's got to come all the way from first. He's in a good spot, sees the play.
And now Hill with a chance to drive in a run, but he turns away from the breaking ball. 2-0 on Aaron. Aaron singled sharply to left in the fourth inning and was on when Adam Lind hit his home run. So it's 5-2 now for the Jays. Still threatening here in the fifth inning with Scutaro standing at second base. That double by Marco gets a reliever up and working for the White Sox. When the Blue Jays last faced Gavin Floyd, they knocked him out in the fifth inning. So Jimmy Gobble, the left-hander, starts to throw. Three and two. Aaron's waiting this one out. Scutaro breaks from second. He slides in safely and is hit on the play. It looks like he took it right in the wrist. He calls time, and quickly out comes George Poulos.
Well, Scutaro's got this bag easy. Let's see where the ball hits him. Is it him in the wrist or in the chest? Yeah, right square in the sternum. You can see his reaction right away, too. Well, let's hope he's all right. Boy, is he a pesky player. I was watching him the whole time he was standing on second base right before he stole that at bat, and stole that on that pitch, and he's just kind of sitting there nice and relaxed, and all of a sudden, boom, trying to make something happen. He's been the catalyst for this Toronto Blue Jay club early on offensively. You can see him coming in. Corky Miller, the ball's, up the line a little bit. He's all right.
He's good.
That's good.
That's great to see. That's where I took it. He's showing field. That is scary to see that kind of thing. And you see it every now and then. I remember Sean Riggins of the Tampa Bay Rays last year getting a Fernando Rodney fastball right in the chest on a pitch he turned in on. It's just darn scary.
He'd be all right. He got hit right in the sternum. The old sternum ball. Wake you up.
Lost in the shuffle there is the fact that Hill draws a walk as Scutaro steals third. 2 on now for Rios. He's 2 for 2. A homer and a single. Here's a grounder for Ramirez. He goes to his right, has trouble getting it out, and Rios drives in a run. His second RBI comes on a fielder's choice, and the Blue Jays now lead it 6-2.
A potential double play. Ramirez has got to go. Just that little bit of hesitation there is going to cost them. They get the out at second base, but no chance for the double play.
Boy, it's great to see Scutaro can laugh about it now. Two down now, bottom of the fifth inning. And the Blue Jays extend their lead to 4. First pitch to Vernon, high in the air, deep to left field. Podsednik back there at the wall, and he's called off by Lillibridge. So a couple of hits in the inning. Scutaro's double counts Barajas. It's the Blue Jays 6, the White Sox 2. Start in the first inning, but his offense has come to life, and right now he's the man holding the hammer.
He's got the lead, and Gavin Floyd's got another 6 earned runs tacked on him again today. Floyd came into the ball game with a ERA over 7, and it's going to go up a bit again if he comes out of this ball game anytime soon.
Hey, the Blue Jays are finally going to see the Boston Red Sox. As of Tuesday, they'll be at Fenway, and then Boston comes to town Friday, May the 29th. They'll play Saturday and Sunday afternoon games here. And if you'd like to come and see the Red Sox against the Blue Jays, get your tickets at bluejays.com. Call the ticket office 416-341-1234. In the 6th inning for Chicago, Paul Konerko, Jim Thome, and Alexei Ramirez. Here's a team on a 3-game slide right now. They've lost 10 of their last 13. Just 1 victory in the 5 they've played on this road trip. As Konerko scorches it down the line into the corner. And he heads for second. Konerko now 2 for 3. He's singled and now doubled. The Blue Jays started the day 2 up on the Boston Red Sox, who pulled off a victory last night in Seattle. The Yankees did it again, a walk-off win, this time on a home run by Alex Rodriguez against Craig Breslow. So they've kept pace. In fact, the Yankees have now won 4 in a row. And Tampa Bay started to come to life, so this division is going to get awfully interesting the next little while.
Well, this is the longest or the latest in the season the Blue Jays been in first place?
In a long, long time.
It's like 85. They were in first place May 16th, 1985 with a 20-12 record. Now atop of the American League East, winning 25 of their first 39 ball games.
Nobody out here in the 6th, and Thome rolls this one foul. They've drawn some bodies to this one today. 37,147, the announced crowd. And I know bobbleheads are a popular item, but I'm thinking that maybe the guy on the mound had a little something to do with some extra people coming out to the park today.
That and a great start.
When Halladay pitched against Burnett on Tuesday, over 43,000 were in the ballpark. Two and two on Thome. Strike 3.
Doc goes with the backdoor cutter to Thome. Instead of running that two-seamer away, he decides to use the cutter and try to backdoor it on the outside part of the plate. That's a big pitch for him. He uses that sinker and then he backdoors the cutter. He can strike you out with that, and then he can use this breaking ball.
Here's Alexei Ramirez.
A lot of guys have that pitch in their portfolio of pitches, but a lot of guys can't command it the way Doc does. It's great if you got it. Oh, yeah, I got sinker, slider, cutter, curve, change up. But you got to throw for strikes.
Yeah, that seems to be the key as it's bounced to Hill. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but there isn't a Halladay pitch that he doesn't throw for strikes. I mean, everything is great command. You don't often see a changeup from Doc.
No. Well, a lot of guys say if you can command 2 pitches in the strike zone at the big league level, if they're plus pitches, you're going to be successful. If you can command 3 plus pitches at the big league level, you got a chance to be great.
Halladay's thrown 85 of them. 62 for strikes today. There's a big cut from Josh Fields, the former quarterback at Oklahoma State.
Well, Josh Fields is getting a steady diet of these breaking balls by Doc.
Now he's 0-2, and consider this: in the last 3 innings, the White Sox have led off with a base hit. In the 4th, it was Thome's double. Last inning, Littlebridge singled and then stole second. This time, Konerko doubled. He's now up at 3rd. The 2 previous times, they were unable to catch that base runner. Halladay wants to ensure that happens again here. He's got 2 strikes on Fields. And now Rod wants a moment to talk.
With the way Fields have been swinging at these breaking balls, I don't see any reason why you should throw something other than the breaking ball.
Since Konerko singled in a run in the 1st inning, the White Sox are 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. A ball and 2 strikes on Fields, and he fights it off.
Doc goes with the front door cutter, as they say, trying to cut the ball in on the, make the right-handed batter flinch and bring it back on the inside part of the plate.
Fought off again.
Now Fields did a better job of staying on that breaking ball. First couple of bats, anything curving to him, he's pulled off and pulled his head off the baseball. But that one there, he stayed on.
That was wild. I just heard what sounded like an explosion in the building. Did you hear that? One, two, and he stays off of it. 2-2.
No, I think it was Doc's fastball hitting the mitt is what it was. A breaking ball in the dirt. Good technique by Rod Barajas, man on third base. 2-2.
You'd be a good judge.
Another breaking ball here.
On the ground and Rowland hurries the throw, and he got him. What a play, Scott Rowland. Had to pick himself off the turf and throw out the base runner.
Homeowners.
Well, Gavin Floyd didn't last that long, just actually 2 outs further than his last outing against the Blue Jays. So Joey Cora, who's managing today in place of Ozzie Guillen, goes to the bullpen. Here's left-hander Jimmy Gobble, who just had his contract purchased from AAA Charlotte on the 11th of this month.
I was just going to say, he just got brought up from AAA. Interim manager Joey Cora is going to do a little lefty on lefty with hot swinging Adam Lind up there. Get Floyd out of there, bring in the lefty, see if you can get the first out of the inning.
Ball 1 to Lind, who hit a 3-run home run in the 4th inning. So give him 7 home runs on the year and give him 35 RBIs. He is the best DH in the American League right now. His last home run came in this ballpark against the Cleveland Indians as part of a 7-run 7th inning in Brett Cecil's major league debut. Last home run prior to the shot in the 4th. Today, Gavin Floyd lasts just 5 innings, allowing 6 runs on 7 hits. And now Gobble takes over. You've seen Gobble before in his years with the Kansas City Royals. He was 22-23 over 235 games with KC, 43 of them starts. He's got a 2-2 count on Lind, and he gets him to wave at that pitch away. So Adam strikes out for the second time, and we look at Gavin's line. Not good.
Well, 5 innings pitched. They earn runs again. Been giving up a lot of hits and earned runs this season. Toronto Blue Jays tack on some more with 7 hits, 6 earnings. Thought he had a pretty good breaking ball today. He was able to get 4 punch outs. But Toronto Blue Jays hitters were on their game after the Sox spotted him 2 runs in the first inning. He wasn't able to hold it. Jays tack on 6 to him.
Gobble actually went to camp this year with the Texas Rangers, but he was released on the 30th of March. One of 2 left-handers in the White Sox bullpen. 1-1 on Roland. Scott has a 6-game hit streak going, although to this point in the ballgame he's 0 for 1.
Roland defensively has been making some nice plays.
Hasn't he?
Took a double away from A-Rod in that New York Yankees series. That was a big play. Makes a nice play last inning. Saves a run.
Inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Blue Jays with a run in the first, 3 of them in the fourth, 2 more last inning. Here's the payoff from Gobble. Scorched foul, and it skips up into the seats in right field. The kick and the pitch from Gobble, and that's a souvenir as well. Strike 3, and he's struck out 2 now. He gets Lind swinging. He gets Roland looking.
Like you said, Jimmy Gobble made a lot of starts for Kansas City. 43 between 03 and 08. Journeyman now, trying to make a ball club. Went down to AAA for the Sox. Gets called up. Trying to pitch his way on for some more appearances here for the Sox.
Here's Overbay. Lila's 0 for 2. This being Victoria Day weekend, we've got a day game again tomorrow here at Rogers Center. Clayton Richard, a left-hander, goes for Chicago. Scott Richmond gets the start for the Blue Jays. First pitch is 7 minutes after 1 o'clock local time for those coming down to the ballpark, and for those who can't, we'll have it for you on Rogers Sportsnet. 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific. Lyle takes a cut. It's now 2-2.
Gobble's showing a good slider. Couple strikeouts. Sure, Lyle Overbay will see another breaking ball here.
Good looking pitch.
Good inning for Gobble.
Strikes at the side, in fact. And after 6 innings of play, 6-2 for the Jays. Hopefully sometime this year we'll get a chance to call a game from down there. We did that last year and had a great time. Good service, good seats, great view. And they'll see a new shortstop. John McDonald takes over from Marco Scutaro. And you had to see this coming after Scutaro, who stole third base, took the throw from Corky Miller right in the chest. And though he got up, shook it off, and continued to go for the Blue Jays. Maybe it's best that he sit out the rest of this game and get him ready for tomorrow's game.
Sure, that's going to be stiff. Put a little ice on it.
Here is Miller facing Roy Halladay. He has struck out both times up. So Miller will be followed by Lillibridge and then Podsednik for the White Sox in the 7th. It's the Blue Jays 6, Chicago 2. Corky has definitely looked overmatched against Halladay today.
Well, Doc's thrown a lot of breaking balls to him. After that swing on that breaking ball, he's probably going to get another one.
Yeah. 7 strikeouts for Doc today. And a free slice of pizza for everybody in the building.
Well, Corky Miller's got the hat trick today, punching out 3 times. All 3 breaking balls, too.
Back comes Lillibridge. Strike 2.
You're in trouble now, Lillibridge. Bottom line, you'll be lucky to get wood on this next one, honestly. Curveball you missed, fastball in, you check swing at, you got no chance.
Fights that one off.
Yeah, all right. When you fall behind the count and you're sitting 0-2 against great pitchers, it's tough. Yeah, Lillibridge is doing a nice job of just trying to cover something away. He's completely half the plate. He's basically said in this at bat, I'm going to protect away. I'm going to protect against that breaking ball. And if he throws me a fastball inside, I've got no chance. We'll see if Doc and Barajas see that too. And he tries to go inside to freeze him for a strike 3.
Doc prepares for his 101st pitch. Here it comes. And he gets him. So long, Brent. Strikeout number 8 for Halladay.
You see he's got the breaking ball grip, decides to go to the curveball in the dirt. He was protecting away, but that pitch there was unhittable. It was a ball, but he decides to go ahead and swing at it. Doc's got a lot of strikeouts on the breaking ball over his career, and add to that total today.
Backhanded by McDonald. He fumbles with it, and Podsednik's aboard.
This should go down as a base hit. Tough play for John McDonald. He's going to have to backhand it and get back up on his feet and make a good throw. Podsednik runs well. That go down as a hit, Jamie?
Yes,
sure
it did. Podsednik is 2 for 4 then. And here's Chris Getz, who reached on an error. Chops it toward Halladay. It's over his head. Hill underhands to first and gets him. Great recovery by the second baseman. Once again, the White Sox leave a man on base. Little shuffle never hurt anybody. The White Sox are starting to become pushovers here at Rogers Center. Coming into this game, they lost 8 straight in this building, and they're losing now in the bottom of the 7th inning, 6-2.
That 3-run home run by Adam Lynn. Big homer. I'm a big fan of the stand-up home run, and that's what he came through, number 7. He's been driving in runs like crazy, hitting with runners in scoring position, 35 RBIs.
Roy's talking things over with Brad Arnsberg. He certainly has to be impressed with what he's been able to do today against the White Sox after falling behind 2-0, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits in the first inning. The Blue Jays offensively has successfully chased Gavin Floyd after just 5 innings of work. They're into the bullpen here as Jimmy Gobble comes back out. He struck out the side in the 6th inning and now faces Rod Barajas. There's a young man trying to make an impression on his new big league club. So far, so good. 1-1 on the catcher. Right-hander Jason Frazier starts to warm up now in the bullpen. Doc's pitch count is over 100.
I'm thinking there's a chance he might be out of this ball game.
Yeah?
Yeah, just the fact that Arnsberg's talking to him over there. Doc is, typically when he's pitching, he's not conversing with anybody. He's just locked in game face. But I see Doc without the jacket on and Arnie talking to him. I've got a feeling he's done for the day.
Oh, what a stab. Josh Fields takes one away from Rod Barajas.
Barajas hits the ball. He got 2 base hits on balls that he didn't hit very hard. And this one here, he hits right on the screws and doesn't get a hit out of it.
One away for Travis Snyder. Perhaps he'll have a little more success against a left-hander here. He pops it up and out of play. Snyder struck out twice against Floyd. A victim in the end of Floyd's big breaking curveball, and now settles in against the left-hander Gobble. Two balls, 2 strikes on Snyder. John McDonald gets a turn next. He's Marco Scudero's replacement. Now 3-2. And the payoff, ripped foul. He'll need a new bat. There's an odd break. And while he gets that, we'd like to remind you that you can watch a whole bunch of out-of-market games, in fact 100 of them per week, live on your computer with MLB.tv. For more information, please visit BlueJays.com, where baseball is always on. So Snyder has a new piece of wood, and he swings and misses. It doesn't work quite as well, though. He strikes out, and that's 3 for him.
Yeah, 3 punch outs here. Fastball away. Snyder had a tough day today.
And likely won't get a starting assignment tomorrow with a left-hander on the mound for the White Sox as John McDonald grounds to third. He's thrown out by Fields, and Gobble gets another 1, 2, 3, 7th inning. Off to the 8th with the Blue Jays up 6-2. after 7 effective innings against the Chicago White Sox. So Jason Frazier with a minuscule .66 ERA and a 4-0 record will pitch the 8th.
Yeah, why not? Why not take Doc out of there? He pitched a complete game gem against the Yankees on Tuesday night. Really looks like the game appears to be in hand. The Chicago White Sox not swinging the sticks very well. Doc already at 103 pitches. Take him out. Got a good bullpen and got a great guy to go to here in Jason Frazier.
Frazier, who grew up not far from Chicago in Oak Forest, Illinois, takes the ball after Halliday's 7 innings of work.
Well, after that,
an earned run on 6 hits.
Right, that after that first inning, you're going, uh-oh. They've got a couple hits off of him. They've scored 2 runs. What's going on here? But he settled down and had 8 strikeouts tonight. Or this afternoon, I'm sorry. But this game right here is an example of how the offense kind of pick you up. Before, there's a lot of games last year where Doc could be sitting there losing this ball game 2-1 or 2-0.
Here's Hill. He records the first out. You know, it's funny how when any other pitcher gives up 2 runs in the first inning, it's just the start of a baseball game half the time. And when Doc does it, it's shocking.
Well, it's news, isn't it? And it's also news if he doesn't go more than 7 innings a game. He's averaged 7+ innings pitched, you know, this whole season. Complete game last time, but he's just money. He eats up innings. Where would you be without him?
Frazier facing Konerko now. Konerko hits this high in the air to left field. Here's Snyder back against the wall. He leaps and it's off the top of the wall, played by Wells. And Konerko just misses a home run.
Paul Konerko with a good day today. His 3rd hit of the ball game, 2nd double. When he was going back, I thought I had a chance to get out. It just hits the top of the wall, almost a home run.
Boy, look at that.
Ball was within a foot of going out.
And it looks like Cito will go to the bullpen once again. With Tomey coming up, he's got Jesse Carlson ready. So Carlson's in, Frazier is out, and we'll take a break. Returning momentarily on Rogers Sportsnet. MasterCard Memorial Cup, either Rimouski or Windsor. The Spitfires last night lost in overtime to Drummondville. And the Oceanic, the host club, also 0-1. So join us for Memorial Cup hockey coming up a little later here on Rogers Sportsnet with Peter Labardius and Sam Cosentino. Here's Jesse Carlson, left-hander in to face Jim Thome. Paul Konerko at second, 6-2 for the Jays. Rolled to first but foul. The relievers now are given the assignment of protecting Roy Halladay's outing today. Doc is in line to win his major league leading 8th game of the year. His ERA drops from a 2.95 to about 2.78. He leads the league in innings pitched, top 5 in strikeouts, and yet if they handed out the Cy Young Award right now, he probably wouldn't get it. Zach Greinke would probably earn the award. How's that?
It's a long year.
Yep. Carlson's 0-2 now on Thome. And Thome flies into left field. 2 gone. And now Jesse will hang around and face Alexei Ramirez.
Carlson does a good job of jumping ahead in the count against a lefty. Cito playing this lefty-lefty matchup.
We talked earlier about the production woes of the Chicago White Sox this year, a team designed to hit the long ball. Here's Ramirez, who last year as a rookie hit 21 home runs, and this year has only 1. Now it happened to be a grand slam against the Blue Jays, but he's off to a slow start.
Yeah, very slow. Hit 290 last year with 21 home runs, 77 RBIs. This year production way down.
Loves to stand way up in the box too. As he faces Carlson, 1 ball and 1 strike. Lines that one into the seats and foul. Two gone, a 1-2 pitch. Carlson deals, and it's popped into shallow center field. On comes Wells, and out go the White Sox. Bottom of the 8th upcoming. Toronto 6, the White Sox 2. You're watching Blue Jays baseball on Rogers Sportsnet.
Helping homeowners.
Over 37,000 watching today as the Blue Jays lead the White Sox 6-2 and up by 4. Joey Cora, sitting in as manager for Ozzie Guillen, decides to give Bobby Jenks a little work. He'll appear in his 13th game.
Yeah, last appeared on Tuesday in Cleveland. Picked up his 8th save of the year. 12 innings pitched, only 8 hits. He's averaging a strikeout per inning with 12 and 12.
Bottom of the 8th, and Jenks is set to face Aaron Hill, Alex Rios, and Vernon Wells. With Toronto leading 6-2, vying for a 3rd straight win over the White Sox. Hit to left field, and well hit at that. Say goodbye. Another home run for Aaron Hill.
Now Aaron Hill, first pitch fastball hitter. He gets something elevated in the zone. Boy, is he just driving the ball out of the ballpark. Base hits, doubles, 11 home runs. My goodness.
And now Rios on the ground to 3rd. He's thrown out. And what were you saying yesterday? If you were instructing the White Sox pitchers, you would get them to throw something off speed on the first pitch every time to Aaron Hill.
Yeah, first couple pitches, I wouldn't even have it close. Of course, he's a good enough hitter to more than likely take those pitches, but he really is a first pitch hitting guy. And if it's straight, he's all over it.
That makes it a 7-2 lead. Aaron is now well ahead of pace to establish a career high in home runs. 2 years ago, he hit 17 in 160 games. He's already up to 11, and it's only the 17th of May. Pitches high to Vernon Wells, 2-0. Well, the Blue Jays have 3 home runs in the ball game today, and now as a team 50 on the year. That pitch dives in on Wells, 2-1. A team total of 50 home runs. While we have a chance, let's wish a belated happy 89th to Bessie Passer watching here in Toronto today, and a happy 60th anniversary to Gord and Dorothy Aspen, who are watching out in Brantford, Ontario. Certainly enjoying what they're seeing here. 7-2 Toronto, 2-2 on Wells. Swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. And a check of the in-game box score sees home runs from Rios, Lind, and Hill.
Yeah, a little long ball action tonight for the Jays. Extra base hits have been coming their way a lot this season too. A lot of doubles hit by the Blue Jay hitters. Home runs now, like you said, 50 home runs on the year. And who would have thought that at this point in the season that you'd say the Toronto Blue Jays have 15 more home runs than the Chicago White Sox?
Here's Fields, no play. A hit for Lind, his second of the day.
Well, Jenks breaks his bat, sinker away right off the end, but placed well. When you're going good, you're going good. Hits it right down the line. This is a tough play for Josh Fields.
Ball one on Roland. Here's a last chance for Scott to extend his hit streak to 7. Jenks, of course, one of the great closers in the game right now. He averages 9 strikeouts per 9 innings. A guy who was basically let go for nothing by the Los Angeles Angels, found his way to Chicago. They took a chance on a guy who, had some quote unquote character issues.
Sure.
And look what he's done for them.
41 saves in 06, 40 in 07. Last year only 30 saves, but in a lot of ways a underappreciated stopper. A lot of guys, you don't think about Bobby Jenks when you think about the great closers in the game right now, but he's got some big numbers.
And you like the facial hair. You made that comment in Chicago.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Let me look what we got here. Oh, yeah, that is a sweet. That's a Colonel Sanders one. Solid Colonel Sanders beard. Yeah, when you're a stopper in this league, you've got to have some sort of facial hair that says.
So that's why you like it. It reminds you of the 7 herbs and spices. Always thinking about your tummy, Fletcher. 2 on and 2 out for Overbay. Ball 1. Ground ball, base hit. Linden turns for home. And it's now 8-2 Toronto. Everybody's in on the act.
Got 10th hit on the day for the Toronto Blue Jays. Lyle Overbay drives in a run, pushing the score up to 8-2. And you're right. Where are the holes in this lineup? There is not a day off or an easy out in this lineup right now, and it's a tough assignment for American League pitchers to face this Blue Jay lineup. Hits everywhere. Another 10 today. Home run power, doubles power.
Fields at third, takes his time and throws out Barajas. That ends the 8th inning, in which the Jays add another pair of runs. It's now Toronto 8, the White Sox 2. this year. It's taking place in St. Louis on the 14th of July. Your chance to vote comes right now, in fact. If you can't be here to punch a ballot, get on your computer, log on to BlueJays.com, and send in the names of those you want to see playing in the Midsummer Classic.
Vote early and often, right? Well,
Please
here's Brandon Lee coming in for a bullpen appearance. Last appeared on Thursday in that New York series. Pitched in 15 ball games. Holding right-handed batters to only a .222 average, where lefties are hitting him over 300 at .308.
Ninth inning of play. And Wilson Betemit pinch hitting for third baseman Josh Fields. The Blue Jays seemingly well on their way to another win. It would run their record to 26-14 and push Roy Halladay to 8-1 on the year. By the way, for those of you who do score at home, there was a change on that ground ball by Podsednik in the 7th inning in the direction of John McDonald. It was originally scored a base hit. It has since been charged as an error to Johnny Mack. And that's news to you because you just dug out the eraser.
I did. I thought that was a hit all the way. Podsednik runs well. The ball was a tough play. It was by no means routine. And it really didn't affect any runs or ERA or anything like that. There's no reason to give him an error. We might have to get that one changed. Give me the score. Give me the score on the hotline here.
I'll take you down after the game's over and introduce you. Here's League with the 1-2 pitch at the ankles. 2-2 on Wilson Betemit, who was with the Yankees last year. A.J. Pierzynski comes off the bench. He's on deck and will bat for Corky Miller. Three and two. Here comes League. Ball 4. A reminder, we'll be on the air tomorrow with game 4 of this series. Scott Richmond is 4-2. He'll be pitching for the Blue Jays up against left-hander Clayton Richard. Please join us beginning at 1 Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific. Blue Jays baseball on Rogers Sportsnet, available on Sportsnet HD. Pierzynski now getting a turn at the plate. And he gets under this one into center field for Wells. And now Jason Nix will also get an at bat. He'll hit for Brent Lillibridge.
Well, what I'm impressed with the Toronto Blue Jays is tough series against the New York Yankees. You got 3 big games against your rival in the East. You lose 2 out of 3. You win the first one, great game, but you lose the next 2. Okay, you could be kicking rocks and hanging your head, but the offense comes out the first night against the White Sox, bangs the ball all over the place, gets the win. Then yesterday, gets picked up by the young rookie in Ray. He pitches 8 solid innings, and then they score some runs late and break the hearts of the White Sox in the bottom of the 8th. And then today, offense again, boom, another big outburst, And the Blue Jays have cruised to 3 straight victories.
Two and 0 on Knicks. We remind you this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Brandon League in danger of walking another here. It's a strike. Darren, I am asked many times, when is this all going to end?
I think
and I have
a lot of people around Major League Baseball, I think, are thinking the same thing. All right, this thing's going to stop. The pitching's going to show that they're thin in pitching. These young guys are going to start getting hit around. Offense is going to slow down, but it hasn't happened yet.
And that's what I say. I say, why should it end?
Yeah.
As Ken Harrelson said to me yesterday, he does the broadcast for the White Sox. You've got 9 pitchers to choose from now.
Right.
You know? Everybody's hitting, and you've got about 9 starters to choose from.
Good point.
3 and 2. Ball 4. League walks another one. Commentator clothing is provided in part by Z Zenya. Statistical information provided by Stats Inc. For the first time today, we saw a slight frown on the face of Cito Gaston. Team's leading by 6. He's not going to be impressed with Brandon League coming in here and walking people. Pitch is down. It's ball 1. No one questions that League has electric stuff. The question is, can he hit the strike zone consistently? In this outing, he has not. 1 and 1 on Podsednik. Now 2 and 1. Bruce Walton on the phone with Cito. Here's a ground ball, backhanded by Hill. The flip to McDonald, over to first, double play. This ball game is over. Another win for the Blue Jays. Their 3rd in a row over the White Sox.
That's a slick double play too, isn't it? Just what Brandon League needed right there. Nice flip, and Johnny Mack getting rid of the ball nicely.
And Roy Halladay improves to 8 and 1 on the year. The Blue Jays keep their cushion atop the American League East. So join us again tomorrow at 1 Eastern Time for Darren Fletcher and Scott Carter.